there, Capricorn. This is your reading for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of February 21st through the 27th. I'm not doing extended readings right now, but personal readings for astrology, compatibility, natal charts, tarot are all open on my website. The link is in the description. If you want to chat with me one-on-one, let's see what Capricorn has going on. Okay, Cappy Cat. All right, we have got the Two of Wands, the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, I love seeing that one, the Knight of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So Capricorn, in the middle of your reading where we're looking at things just overall, we do have the Ace of Cups, which is new love or fresh energy in love, being very open-hearted, receptive to it. But we also have the Moon associated card, the High Priestess, sitting next to it. And this indicates that there's something secret or unknown going on about this situation. Now, that does not mean that anybody is doing anything bad per se. And I say anybody, meaning you. But it does mean that there's something that you're keeping under wraps, that there's kind of a mystery in that aspect, in that sphere. I also have the Knight of Wands next to it. So this could be indicating a fire sign that you're involved with, or they could have a fire heavy chart. But it can also indicate to me that this is like a passionate thing that is very quick. It's very impulsive. It's a kind of love that you would just be jumping into, head first, and maybe not sharing a lot about that because of the High Priestess sitting next to it. I also have the Two of Wands in this spread. And it goes like this. It goes Two of Wands, High Priestess, Ace of Cups, and we'll kind of work through it. But the Two of Wands next to the High Priestess, there's a lot of duality there. These are both twos numbered. Okay, so this is talking about choices, directions that we're going to go. And the Two of Wands is this card that says, which way? It's kind of making a plan. It's the schematics. Sometimes it can even be saying, do I want to go that way? Do I want to take a risk here? Or is it safer if I don't, if I just continue doing what I'm doing? So I think that there was a deliberation process going on with you about this new energy in love, or you may have already decided, yeah, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to necessarily reveal everything about myself. I'm going to keep some things inside. I also have the Eight of Pentacles next to the Knight of Wands. This is a card about really applying yourself, putting a lot of perfectionistic kind of skills into it. So what I am seeing here is that this is something that you have already invested in. It's something you've already decided upon or are excited about, and you're like, I'm gonna see where this goes. So let's go ahead and see what we have to clarify. Now remember, time is fluid. So some of you may have already started to encounter this energy, and some of you may be like, well, there's nobody around me. There's nobody on the horizon right now. You're not in this energy yet. This is coming up for you. So a lot of times when I read, I don't really put a hard timing on it, like past, present, future, because time is fluid for all of us. Okay, let's go ahead and do some clarification. Okay, so we have the Emperor clarifying the Two of Wands. So remember I said you may be dealing with a fire sign. This is Aries energy. So they could have Aries placements in their chart. That is a possibility there. But it's also about boundaries. So I see that you are, you're either doing one of two things. You're either breaking some of your cardinal rules, some of your cardinal boundaries with people, or you may be establishing boundaries with somebody. It kind of depends on how you see yourself normally and what you've chosen to do in this relationship. The Eight of Cups is clarifying the High Priestess. So I do see that you have left something behind. You walked away from a situation because it had violated your boundaries. And Capricorn is usually pretty good about their boundaries. They can give and give and give until the point where they say, okay, you are not respecting me as a person, and so therefore I'm going to remove myself. So I see that going on with you. This may be where you have come from, because this is a card about choosing to leave things behind that are important to you, that you do have an emotional attachment to, but you know that they aren't serving you. They're not doing you any good at this point in time. So let's look at the Ace of Cups for clarification. Okay, we have Temperance. So we have Sag energy. I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of fire energy in this reading. This is something that's going to develop over time, or has already begun to develop, but it is taking a long time. It's something that you kind of go back and forth on your speed, because we have the Knight of Wands here. So you may have one person who's pushing more for this, who's going a little bit faster, and the other one is kind of hanging back and being moderate and temperate about it and saying, I want to do this, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do it at that pace. I want to make really sure about what I'm giving before I fully give it. Okay, it's not an energy of just diving in head first. So it may be, like I said, that one of you are really gung-ho about this, and the other one is saying, yeah, let's take this slow. I'm not sure about it. And the energies are interchangeable. Exchangeable. I always want to like combine those words, interchangeable. But it could be, I could go either way, honestly. Let's see what Knight of Wands is clarified by. The Three of Wands. Okay, this could be distance. This could be the two of you are at a distance from one another. The Three of Wands speaks to me about taking things to the next level. So this may be where you're going to, where this is quickly approaching, or you may have already made the decision that you're looking at where things are going and you're seeing the potential here. And Capricorn, you know, you want to see the potential. You really want to test things out before you just throw yourself all the way into them. So I do think that you're seeing the potential. You're kind of giving this a litmus test, okay? And then we have the Empress. So the Empress clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, very opposing energies, but it makes perfect sense here because it is talking about applying effort and skill. And what are we applying that to? We're applying it to what feels good, and we're applying it to something that is being birthed in your life, something that is new and fresh, and it's just like on the brink. The Empress is most often depicted as pregnant in most tarot decks, and so it's like on the brink of giving birth to something brand new. So we have a lot of fresh energy coming out of this reading, something that I feel that you are very excited about. You're kind of on the brink of something new and beautiful and adventurous for you. So let's see what's going on with your person on their side of things. Now, I always look at your person as the person who needs to come through, that you need to have information about. And sometimes it is not the person that you think it is. It's not the one that you're going, oh, that's not how my person is at all. So I want you to apply this as it works in your life. This is the energy that needs to come through from a particular individual. Okay. Okay, we have the Chariots. We have water sign energy there with Cancer. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Somebody that you are dealing with has really been struggling to move things forward. This is what the Chariot, again, a distance card here. So it could be somebody at a distance from you. But more importantly, the Chariot is about making progress. It's getting victory. It's moving things along. And the Wheel of Fortune next to it, you know, it's another, the wheel, right? Moving things forward. It is talking about fortune and fate and things going in your direction. So your person sees this connection with the two of you as fated, and they wanted to move it forward, or they want to see it progress. And they realize, though, that they have to take things very slow and steady. With the Knight of Pentacles, it is a slow moving card. It's when you say, okay, I've got to make a practical plan. This is a pragmatic approach. It's one step at a time. So your person is realizing if you're going to move forward, if you guys are going to move forward in your connection, that it has to be done slowly and methodically. But they want to. They're wanting to move this forward. However, the Ten of Wands is next to it. There's a big burden that they're carrying. This is a struggle for them. And I'm not sure yet if it's the slow speed that is the struggle. We'll look at that when we clarify. But this does feel like an obstacle to them. And I think they're feeling like nothing is moving. This is a stuck energy with the Eight of Swords. Very stuck, very feeling like I'm restricted, I'm trapped. It's very in their head, so they are overthinking it a lot. They're thinking, you know, this isn't going how I thought it was going to go or at the speed that I wanted it to go. And so therefore, maybe I'm not moving at all. Maybe we're not getting anywhere. Maybe this is just, you know, I'm stuck here and it's not working. So that's where your person is on their emotions and their thoughts. Let's clarify and get a little more about this. We'll start it. Well, I was going to say, I want to start down at the end, but it's so hard for my little ADHD brain to want to go in order, but I'll go in order. Okay. Because I can't stand listening to like a talk or a video or anything where somebody is like jumping all over the place. You know, I'm a note taker, so I want it to all be in order. Okay, we have the Three of Cups clarifying the Chariot. This may be a friendship. Okay, it may be a friendship that is just going to stay a friendship. It may be a friendship where somebody wants more. It may be somebody in your social group or somebody that you collaborate with or work with. But you have a good relationship as far as a friendly rapport with this individual. Okay, let's see. The Hierophant came out face up here, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. This is symbolizing commitment, okay? This is symbolizing promises that this person has. So they do feel bound to you in some way. They feel committed to you. They're not going anywhere. They may have a very passionate kind of, you know, they may be in fifth speed all the time, but that doesn't mean that they're going to go anywhere because they do feel strongly about the connection that the two of you have. And they do feel, you know, a loyalty there, a commitment to that. Let's see what the Knight of Pentacles has got. Okay, the Two of Swords. There's a duality. I'm getting the duality of how the two of you approach this, the speed in which it's going. Because again, we're talking about how it feels like it's going slowly with the Knight of Pentacles. And there's a back and forth here where one individual in this connection is saying, I feel like we're at a stalemate. I don't feel like we're just going slow. I feel like we're stuck here. I feel like we're stopped and I want to go. I want to move. And the other one is going, no. It's not time. I don't want to do that. I'm pumping the brakes. And so there's a difficulty there. It doesn't feel like there's big arguments breaking out over it. It just feels like one individual is really frustrated. Let's look at the Ten of Wands. Okay, we have the Eight of Coins again, which is the same as the Eight of Pentacles. We had that before. Okay, your person's willing to work on this. Both of you are willing to work on it. And that's what I do like, because compatibility and people getting along is really less about how alike the two are, but it's more about their dedication to one another. And this individual is very dedicated, okay? They're willing to put in the time and the effort, and you need that, Cap. I mean, you need to see that somebody is gonna be there and gonna do the work that you're willing to do, because Capricorn does some work, right? They don't fuck around with that. Okay, and then we have Temptation, or the Devil card, clarifying the Eight of Swords. That's your card, okay? So this is less to me about all of the normal indications of the Devil, of feeling tempted or feeling like you're getting into something that you shouldn't be doing, or unhealthy stuff. It is about being bound to somebody, and maybe that feeling a little uncomfortable, because we can get into situations where we are promising something and it starts to feel like handcuffs. It starts to feel like we're restricted. So I feel like when they're looking at you, they are feeling very restricted, because probably they're the one that wants to move things along at a different pace or wants to go do something, and you're holding back more. So let's go ahead and look at advice about all of this. First, I'm going to pull a Moonology card, and then I'm going to pull Tarot for advice. What you need to know about this, what you need to do or realize or understand. Let's see. Okay. We have, it's time to release negativity. This is the full moon in Scorpio, okay? This card is about when you, a lot of times it's about anxiety, I have found, where it's about holding on to things in the past that make you feel like things are going to go bad in the future, which is a lot of anxiety, right? So it's about releasing those fears. It's about releasing your outlook that might not be so optimistic, okay? You may have a pessimistic attitude. So let's pull some tarot here for advice. I absolutely love this deck. I'm not an affiliate. You can't even buy this on Amazon. This has nothing to do with selling anybody shit. It's just sometimes you meet a deck and you're just like, oh, you are just wonderful. And I'm a cardstock snob. So it's called the Slow Tarot. It's a terrible name for a tarot deck, but I love this deck. If you have been searching for a deck that shuffles really well and you can connect with, I know a lot of people who just adore this deck. So just some advice for you. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Coins. Very interesting. First of all, the 10 of Swords is about, it is about endings, but it's also about realizing that the worst is over, okay? The hard part is over. And when you are at the bottom, there's only one way to go. And a lot of times it's not fearing what's going to happen. It's the fear of not knowing. So this is telling you, you already know. You've already gone through the hard part. You don't have to fear that anymore because we've got the dawning of a new day. And I keep wanting to call this the 8 of Swords. The Queen of Swords, and next to it is saying, use logic here. Really be discerning. Use your logic. You already know the answers to these things, but you're letting maybe some anxiety or some trepidation, some concerns get in the way, that if you just sorted through them logically, you wouldn't be so upset about it. And then the Page of Coins at the end, it's saying you need to learn something new. You need to go figure something out. There's some research you need to do or some questions you need to ask. You need to have an exploratory mind instead of being driven by fear. Go out and find those answers, okay? So that's the advice that we have about that situation. I'll pull a song card for you. The song cards are like when you hit shuffle on your playlist and you're like, the next song that plays is an answer to a question. It works the same way. The only caveat to this is my disclaimer is you can't make fun of my music, okay? This is no fair. If you're going to watch this part, because it may be an embarrassing song. It's possible. Some of them are really good songs. Some of them are a little embarrassing because they're very personal, okay? So I'm sharing something very personal. Okay, there we go. That one flipped over. Oh, this one's very fucking personal. This one is Sophie B. Hawkins' Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover. Fun fact, this is my favorite song of all time. But that is your song, Capricorn, is, Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover by Sophie B. You guys have a great week. I'll see you again next week.